One of the most important things that a chair of the Democratic Party must do is to recruit, train, and empower young people. Now, in the current Democratic Party, we do that, but it's really kind of an afterthought. Very often, young people feel that their ideas are patronized or ignored. Come back in 10 years is the sort of feeling that many get. And this is even as they are bubbling with energy and desire to move forward and ideas that the rest of us who may be older have never thought of. This is just not okay. You know, the average age on the state committee is almost 60, and yet our young people are facing problems that we never talk about. For example, young people are facing a totally different economic situation than many of us who are older. It's very difficult to get an education. It's very difficult to find a good paying job. It's very difficult to find a home that one can buy. And in addition, most young people are aware that we are handing them a future filled with booby traps and a time bomb in the form of climate change. And so they are angry in many cases that we have not addressed those problems. We've assumed them away because they don't matter perhaps to us. And they are furious that we've had the opportunity to act on climate change, and yet the Democratic Party for too long, for decades, has refused to provide leadership. Now we see, for example, with Senator Markey's election, that this is a huge political force. So I have been a teacher, a mentor, someone who's cared about young people for many, many years. And I believe that every part of the party that touches young people needs to be rethought. Dan Kelly is doing wonderful work with high school students, but we need to follow his example and expand that program. We have mass college Democrats. We should be shipping all kinds of famous folks out there to inspire them with what politics could be, not just from elected politics, but community leaders and others. And for young Democrats, we need to prepare them for leadership immediately, because they go all the way up to 35. I believe that without doing this, we are undercutting the long-term prospects and success of the party. And I believe that instead of holding back, the older members of the party, like me, should remember that we were young once. I certainly felt when I was in my 20s that older people should lead or follow or get out of the way. So I'm urging the party to think about this. Those of you who've been in leadership for a long time, we need to start thinking about transitioning to serving as mentors, as sources of wisdom, as elders. We need to be willing to let go of our power, our chairmanships, our other forms of leadership, and trust that the young people can take on these jobs just as we believed we could 30 or 40 years ago. They will not disappoint us. They have deep knowledge and passion, and they deserve our trust.